Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. Today we are going to look at yarn forward. Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah, and yes, today we are looking at yarn forward, but first, if you're new here, take a look down below. You can subscribe to my channel and you'll see videos every Tuesday about knitting, all the tips and tricks you need, all the demos, and I'll be talking about lots of yarn and knitting equipment and tools as well. So today we're looking at yarn forward. We're also looking at maybe the fact that you already know it and you don't realise it. And what can you do if you make a mistake and you do a yarn forward by accident? So I'll help you organise yourself so you know exactly what you're doing and yeah, fix those mistakes if they ever happen. Right, let's get to it. Alright then, what is a yarn forward in knitting? You may surprise yourself if you have been knitting ribbing, which results in this effect, or you have a stretchy elastic piece of knitting, then you've been using the yarn forward already. It is as simple as in between your stitches, moving the yarn from the back to the front. And basically that's what you do between a knit and a purl stitch. So what happens if you do it in between knit stitches? Let me show you. You're moving it from the front to the back, that is your yarn forward, and you knit your stitch next. What happens there? We have made a stitch and we've also made a hole. So this can be in your instructions if you're knitting lace, if you're purposefully making a hole in your knitting. I'll just show you that again. Yarn forward, knit a couple, and you have that there. There is that little hole, and there is that extra stitch. Usually when you're knitting and you're doing a yarn forward, what you're also doing is compensating for that extra stitch, which means that you're doing a decrease. So by making one, you're then decreasing one. And what I've just done there is a knit two together. I've created one stitch, but I have decreased two stitches by knitting two together to compensate for the fact that I've increased the number of stitches with the yarn forward. Now let's have a look on this other row what a yarn forward looks like between a purl, in front of a purl stitch. I'm going to knit past, I'm going to purl past these yarn overs, yarn forward, and show you what a yarn forward looks like before a purl stitch. So you may sit there and think, well, it is already forward, but what it will actually be called, most probably, if you're with an experienced designer, you will most probably have the instruction to move yarn round needle, which is YRN, and that means that you're moving it all the way around so that it's in the same place as it started. There you go. So yarn forward is already forward, so it would be yarn around the needle. There you go. And I'll show you that again. It is already forward. So why is it forward? And how do we move it forward again? We simply take it all the way around the back and all the way to the front again. And that isn't a yarn forward, that is a yarn round needle. YRN. There you go. That's two things in one tutorial. That's not bad going, is it? And I'll show you the effect on the other side. We now have holes in the knitting. Now this can happen quite accidentally if you're a beginner knitter and you're just starting out and you maybe have to put the knitting down for one reason or other and you forget where your yarn is and you just have a hole in it. And maybe you're knitting and you think, oh, have I moved the yarn around the needle or not? I can't remember. In that case, I'll just move it around the needle again. You may be doing a knit stitch and you move it around twice instead of once, but this is the same effect that you will get. You'll have this stitch here sitting there on the needle. It doesn't look like a real stitch, it's just a loop, and you knit it. But that is your yarn round needle. It is your yarn forward on 2 rows before. And I'll show you, if you make the mistake of doing this, what you can actually do is just drop it off the needle, knit a few stitches, and then just take a look back and say, I just need to even that out a bit. Just loosen those stitches on either side of where that hole was. They'll pick up the slack and nobody's going to notice. You're not going to realise that you made a mistake in the previous row. Not a problem at all. And you can see, if I finish this row, how it looks with all those holes in it. That's the effect of the yarn forward, and that is the effect of the yarn round needle. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how you can also fix it when you do it by mistake. Well, was that helpful? I hope it was. You now know your yarn forward, you know what it is, how you use it, when you use it, and how you can fix it if you do a yarn forward by mistake. Great, I hope you will join me again next week. I'll be back on Tuesday with yet another video. I hope I'll see you then. Bye, happy knitting.